Hello guys, welcome to another segment of Flutter tutorials for beginners. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at networking in Flutter. In Flutter, making HTTP requests is a fundamental aspect of developing dynamic and data-driven applications. In this tutorial, we'll cover how to make HTTP requests, handle API response, and display dynamic data in your Flutter app. Let's head over to Visual Studio Code and get started. So now we are in our Visual Studio Code editor. Alongside I'm running the app. Alright, so we can see it in our simulator. Now this is what we have. Alright, so let's head over to where we'll be making our HTTP request. Alright, we'll be making use of word timer API, and let me explain some concept to us. Alright, so if you head over to word timer api.org, you can see this amazing interface over here that talks about how you can make use of it. So you can call the wordtimeapi.org API time zone Africa, then probably Accra. I'm currently recording from Accra, so you can see the time zone over here. And there are a couple of stuff that you can use, especially abbreviation to give you probably GMT, and many others to know the day of the week, the day of the year, and a couple of things. All right, so yeah, so this is the API that we are going to make use of. All right, so let's head over to Visual Studio Code, okay, and just do that. Okay, so we are now going to start with a couple of things to import. All right, so the first we are going to do is we are going to import the HTTP package. All right, so import h package HTTP. All right, HTTP dot that. All right, and we will do some abbreviation. We will do as, all right, some abbreviation so that it becomes easier for us, as HTTP. Okay, and that is not that. All right, and we'll also import the that convert that. They all have a use. All right, so that convert, okay, for some conversion, and we'll import the intl package too as well. All right, so package. All right, yeah, so this is what we are going to import. We are going to import, yeah, so if that is not added, you just have to so they'll give a suggestion, then probably you add it to something over here. All right, so these are the packages that we are going to import. Now let's write some codes. All right, let's write some codes. Okay, so we have our class is going to be is going to be a stateful widget, so we can change this. This is at the moment a stateless widget. All right, so we can change it. Where is break factor? All right, so and convert to stateful widget. All right, yeah, so we've done that. We've converted the app into a stateful widget. Now let's declare some variables. All right, let's declare some variables which will be easier for us to use. So first we are going to declare the data variable. All right, so where we are going to use the map, we are going to use map string and dynamic. All right, so string dynamic, and yeah, we'll close that, exclamation, then data, and that is just that. We are done with our data. We'll also declare another data type string, which is going to be date. All right, so as you can see that if it is date, that means that this is going to be used for the date. Then we also declared another one, another string, which is going to be for the time. All right, oh, yeah, so that's being done. That's the first step. All right, the next step is for us to make to declare our function. All right, our function that we are going to use to fetch All right, we are going to use to fetch and pass the HTTP request that we'll be doing. All right, so and here we are going to call it fetch. We are going to call it fetch data. Okay, and it's going to be an async. All right, it's going to be an async, and yeah, that is just that. Okay, we will now come and write the couple of codes that we want it to do over there. But let's do an init state over here. All right, so that we will pass our fetch data to it. All right, so init state. Okay, yeah, so init state that is done for us. So super. All right, so you can see that they've written to do, so implement your any state over here, something like that. We are going to just include our fetch data. All right, and just yeah, so that is just done. We can now write our codes for our fetch data. All right, so the first what we are going to do is we are going to convert the URL string to a URI object. All right, which will be easy. Okay, so first we'll start and call it so let me just bring a comment over here. Convert URL string to URI object. All right, yes, and once that is done, then we can just do that. So URI URL, okay, is equal to URI dot pass. All right, yeah, and once that is done, then we'll just pass in the 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 HTTP request that we are going to make over here. All right, so this is what we are going to make use of, so we can just probably copy everything over here. Okay, can just copy everything over here and get back to it and just paste it over here. So HTTP word timer api.org API time zone Africa Ghana. Once that is done, we just put our colon, our semicolon over here, and yeah, and we'll continue to final response. Okay, response, final response, which is going to go to our weights. All right, HTTP, all right, dot get and URL, okay, and URL, which we declared over here. All right, URL over here. Yes, that's been done. Let's write some if statements. So if response dot status code. All right, so we are saying something. If that is equal to 200, all right, then it should do something. If not, then that means that it should return something else. If not, it should point an error. Okay, so handle error to make it easier. So print so what are we printing? We are going to print error. So if there is an error with it, okay, and we'll just use the dollar sign to bracket response dot status code. Sorry, yeah. Once that is done, bring our column over here. So now let's state what should be done in the if. All right, so we're going to make use of set states. All right, and inside our set state, we can declare something. So we'll just make use of our data map. All right, so data is equal to JSON code or JSON decode, and then we can declare our source, which is response. All right, dot body. Once that is done, we can put our column over here. Still not done. All right, so now we now have to pass the data. All right, so pass the date time strings. All right, so we'll just do pass date time string. All right, okay, so how do we do that? So we just call date time date time. All right, date time is equal to date time dot pass. All right, and we can declare what we want it to be. So so our dates map. All right, and then exclamation, and then we can put brackets or whatsoever and declare what we want to be. So we are declaring the date time. All right, date time, which we are picking from the world timer platform. All right, so that is just that. All right, with how we pass the date time string. Okay, we will also format the date and the time. All right, we will also format the date and the time. Okay, so let me just put a string over here. So format the date and time lines separately. All right, so we could display just the date and the time together, but we want to have it separately. All right, that is why we declared the time and the dates over here. All right, yeah, so we are going to do that separately. Okay, so we'll pick first call dates. All right, and it's equal to yeah, and we can make use of the $sign, then brackets. All right, then date time dot year. Okay, daytime dot year, that's one. Then so the year is coming first. All right, and we'll do another. So if the year, which one do we want to appear again? Probably the month or so. So date time dot month. Okay, and we can do another hyphen. All right, and we can declare date time. Sorry, date time dot day. Once that is done, we can put a semicolon. So that is just for the date. All right, then we can do that for the time. All right, and time we'll be making use of the INTL package that we added. All right, because I want the time to be declared in a specific manner. Okay, all right, so we can, so it's just time, and we can equate it to date format. All right, okay, so date format, and then we'll declare how we want it to appear. Okay, so we want the hour first. Okay, and then we want the minute second. All right, we are not going to display the seconds. All right, if you would have just added and do the seconds, but we are not going to do the seconds. and just show either it's going to be in PM, AM, or so. All right, yeah, so that is just that. Then format, and we'll pass the date time. We'll pass the date time. All right, data 3. Then we just end it over here. So that is just that with regards to fetching the data from the word timer API. All right, so that is it. Fetch data. This is everything that we need to write to for our function. All right. All right. So now we can get to our app and write the necessary code that we want. All right. So probably word word time API. All right. Yeah. So all right. Yeah. So word time API. All right. So and now we can do our things over here. So the body. All right. The body. This is where we are going to pass everything to, where we'll declare, like we'll make use of the time zone, the time and the date. All right. So first we'll show if there are no data. All right, then there should be a loading cycle. If not, all right, and then if not, then probably the details should show. All right, so the body, so we just call the data map and we'll create it to now. All right, that being done, okay, that being done, we can undo that. All right, so const and make use of the circular progress indicator. All right, and if that is done, then we can call a pattern. All right, edge insert, or we'll call it 16. Okay, sorry, 16, and we'll have no problem. All right, we'll have no problem. By the moment, yeah, there's no data that we are displaying, so you can see that the loading, the circle progression indicator is still going. All right, so let's make it nicer. All right, so let's make it nicer. So we'll center this. All right, and we can do the color. We can add color to it. Probably use colors dots black. All right, colors dots black. So yeah, so you can see that it's centered, and colors dot black is the one that is showing. Sorry. Okay, now let's pass the data. All right, let's pass the data. So we'll give a chart to the pattern. All right, and we are going to make use of the center widget. Okay, so that everything, all the data will be centered. All right, then inside the center widget we can make use of the column widget. Okay, and column with the children. Okay, so we can do a main axis dot alignment to center everything. So main axis dot center. All right, and now we can progress and pass our data. All right. Okay, so the first we are going to declare, we are going to show is just is a text widget, and inside our text widget we are just going to show the time zone. Okay, we are going to show the time zone. So here then we just do this, then brackets. All right, and this is our data. All right, exclamation, and then we'll pass the time zone. Okay, yeah, so that is just that. So let's restart or refresh our app and see what will happen. There appears to be a problem where I don't know where that is coming from. Alright, so what timer API http what time api.org API time zone Africa Accra. Okay, all right, so we can see Accra, Africa Accra being displayed. All right, let me apply some styling to it. All right, to this particular test. So style, text style. All right, and we can do font size. I'm going to give it 28. Then font weight. All right, font weight is going to be bold. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So that is just that weight. With the time zone. So yep. That is just that with the time zone. So we can just add a size box over here just to give some space. All right, of what is going to be entered below. So const. All right, so now we've declared the time zone, so let's declare it. Let's show the date. All right, so text, and we are going to show the dates. All right, I'm going to show the dates. So it's just simple. We've already declared date, so we just make use of the $sign, then we'll call the dates, and that is just that. And our date is going to show. All right, so you can see. For that, I'm not going to do anything. So let's just copy the size box and paste it over here. All right. And now we are going to declare show the time. We are going to show the time. All right. So for the time, I'll probably copy the dates. Okay. I'll copy the dates and paste it over here, and I'll just change it and call it time. All right. All right. So it's 12:54 p.m. All right. Let me start the time a bit. So I'm just going to put it in a container. I'm going to put it in a container. Then the container can add some padding, edge insects, and I can do a padding of 12.0. All right. Okay, and we can do decoration, box decoration. All right, so box decoration, and we can specify what we want to make use of. So we'll make use of the border radius property first, and we specify border radius dot border radius dot circular. All right, and we are going to probably give it a value of 8.0. All right, and we specify our border, and our border will just do border dot all. All right, and here we can specify our color, and color we are going to make use of colors dot orange. All right, so orange accent. All right, and we'll specify our width. The width is going to be 1 point. All right, the value is going to be 1, right? So after the border we can specify. I want to add some shadow, all right? So box shadow, and we can do a const, and we can call off the box shadow widget, all right? And inside our box shadow widget, we can specify our color, and we are going to give it colors dot gray. And in here we are going to also specify our spread, where we are going to give it 0, and we'll specify our blur, and then the blur radius is going to be 5, and we are going to specify our offsets, and in our offsets so we specified some values either on the horizontal component and the vertical. All right, so we are going to specify 0 and 2. Okay, yep. I don't know why. So box shadow const, sorry, so this should be in brackets, yeah, and we can do a const. Okay, now our container, let's give our container some color. All right, colors dot height, that's perfect. You can restart or refresh and see the outcome. All right, so that is what we've actually done with this. We can add some styling to the text too as well, to style text style, and we can do to font size. All right, font size, we will just give it 28, and font weight, we can give a font weight of about the same bold. All right, yeah, and yes, yeah, so that is just that, and that's how you can make use of HTTP request. All right, this code will be available in the Git repo for this particular tutorial. All right, so you can make use of it in case you get lost or missing and get back on track. All right, so that is just that. In the next video, we are going to work on our projects for this particular tutorial, and yeah, and see you in the next one. All right, so yeah. All right, so guys, let me just drop in this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for others to know what we are learning over here. See you in the next tutorial. Bye.